Hi, I'm Wild Bill. It's the 8th of March, 2022. I don't know, 2:48, 2:45 in the afternoon. I had 2 hours almost of good. Uh, I recorded some piano. Some of it was good. I recorded some of mine and some of other people's, and some of both of it was good. I can't complain about what wasn't as good because yeah, well that's me. I make mistakes, or I'm not always um, I'm not a metronome. That's a nice quality to have if you want to be musical. So I sometimes like slow a little or speed a little. And hey, if it's not attractive, then you shouldn't be forced to listen to it. But in my case, I think that went well. And I think this went well. I think this went well. I think this went well. So I had four takes I liked today. Different reasons. Out of them, "Let's Meet Up in Heaven," which is a song of mine about nostalgia, how busy we are. It was a perfect copy. I couldn't have played it better. I couldn't have sang it better. It was okay. Thank you. I did a copy of Saturday Song, so I was a little irregular rhythmically in Saturday Song. Because some parts I speed a little bit when I'm playing the piano without singing, and some parts I slow down a little bit. But I feel that you know, I'm a raconteur. I'm a person who tells poetry from the piano, and, so I'm not as good as a real piano musician is. I don't mind. I think I'm effective as a communicator and effective as a poet through the medium of my piano. But they were good moments. Some of it was really good moments. Some of it was like, you know, but there in this 2 hours was some really good Wild Bill content. Earlier I had watched some video and I had been moved to comment on some of that video, and I went back and reviewed my comment in case I had not done a good job with it or not made a point or said something superfluous to the discussion. But no, it made sense inside the forum. I contributed something useful from my own point of view, of course. The person who reads the comment may or may not agree. But I felt like I was having unusual, almost preternatural clarity. That's a good moment for me. I do have those moments on occasion. I'm not effective in the world, but when my intellect is in that frame, which is occasional, I'm able to solve problems inside my little world, my not practical world. Musical problems, artistic problems, philosophical problems. The best days I have are days when I either think or speak or write like a poet, because that's my strength. My mother gifted me the English language. I have no great mastery of it, but I'm able to use it to effect. And music came to me through parental influences and through other influences too. My middle sister was going to be the real musical talent in the family. And she gave that up because to be that person meant living a lifestyle that was not conducive to raising a daughter properly. Interesting. She subsumed herself into the culturing and nurturing of her child. I can't fault that on any level. Geez, that's pretty good. That's good parenting. Um, and she gave up something she loved for something she loved more. I guess that's the way to put it. I don't have that to give up. I can only love what I love now. I'm many years down the road. I'm comfortable in my habit of loving music. I'm comfortable in my habit of loving art. I'm comfortable in my habit of thinking of myself as a poet, as somebody significant, because I'm a poet. Who would care? I know. But talking about being a poet, talking about having a good moment. When I had a good moment a few years back, I was reading the comments of one of my friends who was often in Facebook jail. And one of my best beloveds who was often in Facebook jail. She and I disagree on politics, and she and I disagree on all kinds of policy. I don't argue with her. I just read her comments with interest, and Then she disappears for a few months and says, "Hey, I'm back from Facebook jail." A few months later. But I thought one time that on social media, all our thoughts are evident to any controlling agency. Mark Zuckerberg is certainly not going to say that the FBI or the CIA can't use Facebook. I mean, they have pages. They have as much right to it as we do. And being people with an interest in seeing patterns in behavior and seeing patterns in data and transmission of data, this is all very fascinating to these guys. Should be, shouldn't it? Yeah. But things that you say that are intemperate, things that you say in passion, things that you say that could be used against you in a court of law are being watched and recorded. Why wouldn't they be? This is Facebook, social media. Your sociality has now reached the world. Anybody who wants to know can see how you think and how you feel. So my friend had said some things that even I said, ow, because I'll often speak my mind freely. I know the government knows where I am. They can tell me to shut up anytime they like. Otherwise, I'm going to, exercise what I consider to be my freedom to have my own state of being, my own opinion on things. But I thought that she had said some things that were dangerously close to what might get her noticed by those folks, those very important folks, those folks that are crucial to our national security, our international security. Like them or love them or not, without them we are much more vulnerable. And thinking that she might be noticed, that's unfair of me, but I wasn't trying to control her or anything, or control any narrative, because golly, I'm just as guilty of speaking my mind as anyone. But I wrote a poem in a moment of clarity, and here's that moment of clarity a few years back. This is what comes out of those moments of clarity. It's called Enemies. On cloudless nights when the moon is full and the sounds of toil have reached their null, I clamber down the rotted hull and sneak into the breeze. All mimsy are my thoughts. In this, the more than any serpent's hiss, I recognize, my friend, the kiss of death is at my sleeve. The ancient hulks of sun-bleached wood, empty gun ports gaping rude, all bound about with whale food, and desert decks of mortals strewn. But here I swear, I'm better there than if the hounds of hell knew where I make my solitary little room. And that's what I get from these moments of clarity. Oh my gosh, thanks for the blessing, God, to have so many checks against me in character. But boy, I have these moments. Thanks for them.